Welcome to the City of New Brunswick Planning Board meeting here in City Council Chambers, New Brunswick City Hall, 78 Bayard Street, up on the third floor. Good to be back. January 8th, 2024, starting a bit early here at 6:30 for our annual reorganization meeting. Before we jump in, just wanted to wish all the board members, all the board professionals, members of the public, very happy New Year. Thank you. Really happy to celebrate another year and be back here in New Brunswick. So thank you so much. And with that, I'll ask Mr. Dominguez to initiate the roll call.
All right, thank you. Yalitza Checo.
Here.
Carlina Melendez.
Here.
Suzanne Secor Ludwig.
Here.
Chris Delatella.
Here.
Anthony Camioni.
Here.
Diana Lopez.
Here.
Zach Wright. Michael Blackwell.
Here.
Joshua Beef. Bob Cardica. Matt Ferguson.
Here. Thank you, Dan. With that, please read the public announcement.
Okay. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, that the annual notice which gives sufficient notice of the time, place, and conduct of all public meetings of the Planning Board of the City of New Brunswick, as is filed with the City Clerk, has been placed in an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, 78 Bayard Street, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspapers of the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger. Thank
Thank you, Dan. Members of the public, members of the board, please rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so we are starting a bit early to take care of our reorganization matters for the new year. So, Dan, do you want me to run through each of these, or will you? What's the best to do here?
So my recollection, and I forget every year before we get started on this, but my recollection is that the attorney starts us off on this?
I don't have to get hung up on the form. You can just go through the agenda.
All right,
I don't know.
So, reorganization of the board. The first item is nomination of the chairperson.
I nominate Matthew Ferguson.
Thank you.
All right. Yalitza Checo.
Yes.
Carlina Melendez.
Yes.
Suzanne Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Chris Delatella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Beef.
Yes.
Bob Cardica.
Yes.
Matt Ferguson.
Yes, thank you.
Abstain.
Nomination of the vice chairperson.
I nominate Bob Cardica for vice chair.
I'll second.
Is that Anthony?
Yes.
Yalitza Checo.
Yes.
Carlina Melendez.
Yes.
Suzanne Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Chris Delatella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Beef.
Yes.
Bob Cardica.
Sure,
Matt Ferguson.
Yes, Bob, you've done a lot of heavy lifting in the last couple months, so I appreciate you. All right, nomination of board secretary.
I nominate our leader, Director Dan Dominguez. Second.
Is that Yalitza?
Yes.
Yalitza Checo.
Yes.
Carlina Melendez.
Yes.
Suzanne Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Chris Delatella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Beef.
Yes.
Bob Cardica.
Yes.
Matt Ferguson.
Yes.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Dan. All right, appointment of our board planner.
Yeah, the attorney.
Oh, is that?
Did I miss one? Sorry. Appointment of the, oh, sorry. You were supposed to lead this and you left it to me. So appointment of the board attorney.
So here's where I start getting
You
involved.
take over,
Yeah,
all right.
well, not over, just information on all the applicable parties here. So this is the selection of our board attorney for the year. Sometimes in places they go out to bid for attorney services for their boards. City of Brunswick has typically had a part-time on-staff attorney dedicated to this purpose. Mr. Solomon is currently in that role, and it is my recommendation that the board continue with Mr. Solomon as the planning board's attorney going forward in 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
You want that one, Matt?
Sure. Since I snubbed him, I gotta.
Yolanda Checo? Carolina Melendez?
Yes.
Nancy Cora Ludwig?
Yes.
Chris Delatella?
Yes.
Anthony Camioni?
Yes.
Diana Lopez?
Yes.
Mike Blackwell?
Yes.
Joshua O'Keefe?
Yes.
Bob Cardica? Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, I was very excited to get to the appointment of the attorney board planner. So here we go.
All right, so the city went out to, they put out an RFP, as we do annually for planning services. And we received 2 packets, one from CD and one from Bignell. Bignell was the lowest bidder, but it's also been our longtime planner firm, and I see no reason to change that for 2024.
Nominate Bignell.
Second.
Yolanda Checo?
Yes.
Carolina Melendez?
Yes.
Nancy Cora Ludwig?
Yes.
Chris Delatella?
Yes.
Anthony Camioni?
Yes.
Diana Lopez?
Yes.
Mike Blackwell?
Yes.
Joshua O'Keefe?
Yes.
Bob Cardica? Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, appointment of the board engineer.
So in this case, the city has on staff city engineer, Mr. Hajar, and it's my recommendation that we continue with Mr. Hajar as our board engineer in his capacity as city engineer.
So moved.
Second.
Is that Chris?
Correct.
Mr. Checo?
Yes.
Carolina Melendez?
Yes.
Nancy Cora Ludwig?
Yes.
Chris Delatella?
Yes.
Anthony Camioni?
Yes.
Diana Lopez?
Yes.
Mike Blackwell?
Yes.
Joshua O'Keefe?
Yes.
Bob Cardica?
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, appreciate all your work this year. Thank you. Appointment of our conflict board engineer.
Okay, so this one we're going to get kind of interesting. We got a couple of applications, well, not applications, we got a few proposals for the RFP. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag here, but Mr. Hajar isn't going to be here for much longer with us at the city of New Brunswick. We will be moving on to different roles elsewhere. But we didn't know that when we went out for our proposals for engineering services. And so with the multiple proposals that we got for conflict engineers, we're looking to sort of split the load here. We've historically, we used to have DNR engineering as our primary engineer for many years before Dan Burke was hired by the city. And then they became our conflict engineer. And, but they were somewhat outbid this year by another firm, French and Perillo, who seemed to do good work, but I'm unfamiliar with them. And I would like to recommend that given the possibility of heavy load of engineering work in 2024 and an unknown future of how we're going to handle our in-house city engineer position, that we onboard both Delaware Raritan and French and Perillo, both as conflict engineers for 2024.
And we would choose based on availability per hearing? Is that, it would both be at all hearings, correct?
No.
We'll just
All right.
call it.
Right, for conflict.
And there's only a cost when the services are rendered.
Right,
That's-
and then it's also against the escrow, because all of our professionals are billed against the escrow.
So moved.
Yeah, I'll second.
Yolanda Checo?
Yes.
Carolina Melendez?
Yes.
Nancy Cora Ludwig?
Yes.
Chris Delatella?
Yes.
Anthony Camioni?
Yes.
Diana Lopez?
Yes.
Mike Blackwell?
Yes.
Joshua O'Keefe?
Yes.
Bob Cardica?
Yes.
Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, appointment of the hydraulic modeling water system capacity analysis.
So this one and the next one are both services that are provided as necessary with proprietary services from Mott McDonald. So there isn't a need to go out to bid for them, but we typically don't really need to lean on them anyway, so it's very rare that we use them, but it's good to have them on board and adopted by the board if it comes to it, so we're not scrambling in a pinch if we ever need to. So I would recommend that we'll have to go through both votes, but I recommend Mott McDonald for both this one and the next.
So moved.
Second.
Was that Mike?
Yes.
Yolanda Checo?
Yes.
Carolina Melendez?
Yes.
Nancy Cora Ludwig?
Yes.
Chris Delatella?
Yes. Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Weed.
Yes.
Bob Cardica.
Yes.
Matt Ferguson.
Yes.
And now the traffic.
Appointment of traffic systems analysis engineer.
I nominate,
Ma,
Is it Ma?
correct?
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, Melissa Chekhov.
Yes.
Carlina Melendez.
Yes.
Nancy Ludwig.
yes.
Christelle Tella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Weed.
Yes.
Bob Cardica. Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, 2024 calendar meeting dates, we've all been provided a copy, January 8th, February 12th, March 11th, April 8th, May 13th, June 10th, July 8th, August 12th, September 9th, October 7th, November 4th, December 9th, and then a reorganization meeting in 2025 on January 13th.
I think that versus, for those of you who were here in December, I think this one differs in that the November meeting is now a Monday. We moved it to the first Monday versus that draft version that was shown on, in December, because that one would have put us on Tuesday, which I don't have any problem showing up here on Tuesday, but everybody's used to being on Mondays. It might be a problem for professionals. And so I'd like to move it forward and keep it on the same day of the week, even though it's not the same week of the month. Also, I don't know if that might not be election day or not, so I don't even know if it's.
Motion to
Oh, no,
adopt.
election day would be the week before.
No, you're right, it'd be November 5th, right?
No, I was thinking that November 12th or whatever would be election day, but it can't go that way.
That would-
Yeah.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Violetta Chekhov.
Yes.
Maria Melendez.
Yes.
Nancy Ludwig.
Yes.
Christelle Tella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Weed.
Yes.
Bob Cardica. Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, designation of minor site plan committee representative.
So if my recollection holds, this is Mr. Christelle Tella. And I see no reason to change that. Especially because I don't think we met last year.
I nominate Mr. Stellabella.
Second.
Melissa Chekhov. Maria Melendez.
Yes.
Nancy Ludwig.
Yes.
Christelle Tella. Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Chris, I don't think I heard you.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Weed. Bob Cardica. Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, designation of minor subdivision committee representatives.
And I believe this is Christelle Tella and Suzanne Socorla. And I recommend continuing as such.
So moved for both representatives.
Second.
Okay, thank you. All right, Melissa Chekhov.
Yes.
Alina Melendez.
Yes.
Suzanne Socorla.
Yes.
Christelle Tella.
Yes.
Anthony Camioni.
Yes.
Diana Lopez.
Yes.
Mike Blackwell.
Yes.
Joshua Weed.
Yes.
Bob Cardica. Matt Ferguson.
Yes. All right, a lot of yeses. There we go. So let's move on to the public hearings section. So the first and only application that we will,
I think you may have to wait until 7 for that
Oh.
purpose.
I'm good, Chairman,
Oh, never
but
mind.
thank you for the courtesies.
Certainly,
we'll take a 2-minute, we'll take a few minutes to get everybody,
Can I get my coat off?
yeah, at least your coat off, there you go. All right, we'll take a 2-minute in case anyone needs restroom, water, or anything like that. We'll get going at 10:07.